All right, which Georgia Bulldogs are impressing the most through the first week of spring practice? That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. Got some insider scoop, insider news for you relating to the Dogs. Who's looking good? I'm excited to dig into it. All right, so if you're looking for some the latest news, there's a lot of recruiting news over on the website too, but gotta get some team news in for you because I think this team's gonna be really, really good. They are locked in, they are focused, and I know I've been told by a lot of people they are still not happy with what happened last year. A lot of those guys who started are coming back for another year, guys from that 22 class that are going into their third year. Even these young, hungry kids, they know what happened last year. This team is focused. They are locked in. And I've heard from several recruits so far. You can, of course, read over on Dawg Post, but the intensity in practice and how fast these guys are going, they are giving it everything they have. And I don't know how many other programs are practicing at this pace. Just high-paced, high-energy, Kirby Smart all over the place on the microphone. I just hear all the time. They're doing it different over at Georgia. But, on Dawg Post, we've got a lot of insiders. And one person who was able to watch practice last week dropped some insider knowledge for the board. So, again, I'm going to go over some of this in a minute and talk about some other things I've heard about the team. But if you're not on Dawg Post, you're not reading the latest on the team. Here's what one viewer had to say. He said, Aaron Smith was torching DBs on several occasions. I watched him take several to the house. Another explosive player. That speed's not going anywhere. This kid's still in his early 20s. I know this is his fourth, fifth season. He was in that 2020 class. So this is year 5. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Got to count on my hands. Kennesaw State. Got to count with the fingers sometimes still. This is year 5 for him. So he's a guy that I'm not sure everyone still remembers that he's on the team. He only catches 3-4 passes a season. I've made a video about him being a guy that I think Georgia fans have maybe forgotten about, but the staff wants him to be a receiver badly, and they want him to catch the ball because they know he's explosive. Ohio State knows he's explosive. Still got to keep an eye on him. He said Etienne ran great, and he had several long runs that transferred from Florida. Yeah, he's going to make a big impact this year. Probably going to lead the team in rushing if I had to make a guess right now. But he said overall, Georgia's not going to have any issues at running back. And this is just one observer from practice, but I'm hearing it outside too. Roderick Robinson working with Brad Lester, former Auburn running back in the offseason. Dude's a tank. If that guy keeps improving, he's going to run through some dudes this year. Andrew Paul is the guy who, when healthy, could be an impactful guy. I don't know if he ends his career at Georgia or not. He could get a lot of carries elsewhere, but he's like 220. He's a chain mover. He's a tackle breaker. He's a guy who can get tough yards. Branson Robinson, we've talked all about him. If he's healthy, that's a real game changer. That is a bowling ball of a running back who really flashed big time potential as a freshman 2 years ago, was hurt all last season. Still not practicing. He's not a full go participant this spring. They're going to bring him along slowly, as they should, because when he's healthy and if he can get to 100%, because he's dealt with injuries in high school as well, again, he's just a tackle-breaking machine and an easy running back number 2 behind Trevor Etienne when he's healthy. Overall, you've got a lot of guys who are easily well over 200 pounds that are going to get yards after contact and get, a couple extra yards while they're being brought down. I don't know if this group lacks a certain specific, speed, electric ability, explosiveness. Maybe they do, but you can win a championship with the backs they have. There's no doubt about it. And they've got an incoming freshman who might be the fastest kid on the team in Dwight Phillips. So Nate Frazier is also a running back with some speed. So they've got a little bit of speed. And Trevor Etienne can run. I mean, he's not Todd Gurley, DeAndre Swift, Keith Marshall fast, but he's got enough speed. So we're going to see more about that. And another note, he said, our team speed is top-notch on defense, but offense won the day. O-line was dominant at times in good on good. The offensive line is very good. Very good. I think the offensive line is better than the defensive line right now, but they should be one of the best in college football. There's no reason why it should, especially if Jared Wilson, the center, can come anywhere close to what Cedric Van Pran did for this team the last several years. They're going to be outstanding. best right guard, arguably in college football, Tate Radledge. You've got your center, who's not a freshman center. He's not a sophomore center. This guy has been waiting his turn, Jared Wilson. He's got experience. He knows how to play at this level. He's been waiting his turn, and he looks like he's the favorite to easily win that center job. Left guard, take your pick. Dylan Fairchild, Michael Morris, two guys who would be starting basically anywhere else in the SEC and across college football. They're going to be pushing for that right guard or the left guard job. Left tackle, Ernest Green, year 3, could turn into one of the best left tackles in college football. And at right tackle, you got Xavier Truss, who's been here for 100 years, it feels like. And Monroe Freeling, a former 5-star in year 2, turning into the guy they thought he would be out of high school. And he could play at the NFL level at tackle if he keeps progressing. Offensive line's going to dominate. They're going to crush some defensive lines this year. And it's going to make the job a lot easier for Carson Beck and those running backs. There's going to be a lot of holes to run through. And if you can get a 220-pound back bursting through that line, there are not a lot of linebackers who want to take on these backs at the second level. He said Oscar Delp's a machine. Roderick Robinson, a guy who I just talked about, is going to mow people down this year. So we've got a lot of insider scoop over on Dawg Post. Make sure you're on the website reading all this. He talks about Kirby being a passionate leader, a guy who just brings so much energy. I don't know how many years Kirby can keep doing this as far as being that guy in the middle of the practice field, going from one end to the other. He's working with the defensive backs. He sees something going on the defensive line or the offensive line across the field. He's going to yell and scream in the microphone at it. I mean, the guy's got eyeballs everywhere. He's got energy for days. That dude has to just go home and crash after these days with practice because he's out there burning as many calories and getting as many steps in as the team. I mean, it's crazy. The guy's all over the place. And I'm telling you, these recruits, these parents, they see that. They know it's different at Georgia. They know Kirby is the best of the best at what he does right now. He's on top of college football in the coaching ranks. His team has a chance to win 3 out of 4 championships. And when you watch practice, it's easy to see because they take it so serious. No one's taking reps off. If you do, you're not playing. You're not starting, right? You have to earn your starting job at Georgia. And you do that by practicing. And you do it by competing, rep after rep, play after play. You have to know what you're doing from a mental standpoint. Going over film. You have to do everything correctly. They're not going to put some guy out there who can do it physically but doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't understand the concepts and the role he's supposed to be playing. You're not going to play. Same difference. If you know exactly what's going on, but you're not very good from a physical standpoint, like several former Georgia linebackers were under Grantham. I think they were guys who knew what they were doing. They just weren't good enough. And you're not going to see the field if you're that type of player either. There are so many guys, especially on defense that played during the Mark Richt years, who wouldn't even sniff the field right now. Wouldn't even sniff it under Kirby Smart. Most of those guys wouldn't even be recruited by Kirby Smart. You had your Jordan Jenkins and your Alec Ogletrees and, those elite players on defense, but most of those guys not playing at Georgia today, not playing at Georgia next year or the year after that. It takes a special player to play for Kirby Smart in this program. You have to have that work ethic. You have to have that competitive drive. And, we see it in practice. Other defenders that I'm hearing big things about, of course, Raylan Wilson, C.J. Allen, in the absence of Smile Munden, who's not there this spring. They are doing big things. Anthony Evans, Colby Young are 2 wide receivers that I'm hearing good things about. Obviously, Dom Lovett keeps doing his thing. Robert Thomas is going to make an impact too. The quarterbacks, I hear a lot of good things about the quarterbacks. Ryan Puglisi is coming, I think, really impressed people as the incoming freshman. I think a lot of the players kind of knew who Dylan Raiola was. Everyone knew who Dylan Raiola was. But now some are saying, hey, this kid's really good. I mean, we got our quarterback from the 24 class, and it's this Ryan Puglisi kid. He can sling it. But Gunnar Stockton, I think, or I've heard, continues to improve more and more. And he's trying to tell the staff that, hey, you need a package for me now. I know you've got Carson back, coming back another year. I know I'm quarterback number 2, but I can do things that he can't. And I can sling it, and I can run. Give me a chance to occasionally come in, run something different. That's what he's trying to prove to the staff this spring. Hey, I can learn the playbook and master that, but I bring a different type of skill set. I want to get out there. So kid can play, and he's going to do some really good things. In the secondary, Janelle Aguero still a guy to keep in mind. Ja'Cory Thomas, Malachi Starks continues to be that leader back there. But guys are going to have to emerge. That's something that I'm going to try to keep my eye on as the spring progresses. But again, you can read all about the team and all about recruiting over on Dawg Post. If you enjoy this content, if you enjoy this channel, we'd love to see you on the website. We really would. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the website.